What's up, guys? It's Black and back with more RA content. Continuing on with RATL Season 3. In the bottom, we have Master and X. They have, of course, Team MXNX. And then here in the top, it is Ultra Lord and Unano. That is, what is it? Unstoppable Upps and Unano United. I just call them Quad U because that's easier. Anyways, we are on the map Fresh Rain. This is a map that I made, obviously, since it has naval. Very big pond here in the middle, which is actually quite important. Cruisers and missile subs can absolutely pretty much bomb everything in this little area over here. Got a little pond over here that may or may not come into play, and then the outside naval lane, which, you know, you got some harassment there. Cruisers and missile subs, again, would be pretty good at destroying stuff here or here. So you can kind of clear this whole area if you control the outside water. So it could be really important, it could not be important. It all depends on the way you want to play. I've seen a lot of face pushing on this map, which makes sense since it is a little bit on the smaller side, and there is not a whole lot of area to go to. You have one expansion here, a backwards expansion, and then your kind of front inside player has two expansions. It looks like Upps is going straight for the water in the middle. That's actually quite interesting. You know, these old decks are nice. This vision advantage from the communication center is always pretty nice. It will give you vision on these two old decks too, so you can know when or not you can take them. It looks like Master's going for a rack scoop, so this is already pretty spicy. That's a lot of oil lyrics to give up, but fortunately for him, he's actually lucky that Upps went for the water instead. Looks like Unano and Newbie X or Rusty X or whatever you want to call him, some call him just X, are doing pretty much the same thing. Well, it looks like Unano might actually lose his engineer because a lot of those rifles already made it past. Yeah, and is gone. Perfectly placed rifles there, and now Unano is kind of stuck in his spot. At the same time, X can't really deal with that for a while. He's got a good amount here, but if Unano keeps these, especially if he just puts them back here. Excuse me. Ranger already out for Master. Not a bad idea at all if he's wreck skipping. And Upps does have the two old decks there, which is nice. Might be a little confusing for Master if he sees that this oil deck is not captured yet. You might be wondering why. Maybe we think that Upps also went for a rack skip, but Upps did not. He just went for Navy Yard into transport and sold it and put his engineer back on land. Ooh, good crushes there by the light tank. He's going to come in with the Ranger and probably clean all that up. That should cue Upps that needs to start building some rockets right now. He can definitely afford it. He's going to sell a rough, which is a little bit weird, so he's going to be a little bit further behind against a rack skip anyways. But, you know, I think it's 16 seconds for a Navy Yard, so that is verging on that significant amount. Going to lose his engineer. And he's going to lose those two, that old Eric. At least, I think Master finally should see that, yep, Upps did capture that. So, but again, you can see kind of how nice this is. You can't really see this from the land, but you can see it when you have it captured. So that's just a nice little thing to know. And really, really important if somebody's just trying to rush you. Oh, looks like Master is telling Hex to get into there. Both players, looks like they lost their engineers up here. I missed that battle, but unfortunately, X is definitely going to lose that black. Oh, it's going to be so close. One more pop. They got to find the right angle, and looks like they're going to start running parallel to each other, but oh, it's so close. That could totally have happened if it just had a different angle to take. Looks like a Master is going to be able to secure this over there. I don't think these could snipe that engineer. It'd be very close, but again, with the vision advantage there, they're going to be totally able to see that. Not going to be able to deal with it. Unfortunately, I don't think Upps should build another thing there, but just go ahead and kill it. Master moving his medium sea out across, that's kind of smart. Very short distance here, and it kind of protects your main ore as well as this ore, but it is going to slow you down getting here, so you can get cut off there. Same time, this ore there goes down from Unano, and X is pushed all the way back here. He's building a lot of flax, and not a whole lot of something else, so he's doing something like an art build here, which is kind of weird. Looks like Upps is going to be the first player with an MCV out. X is going to be shortly behind, another 10 seconds behind that, but Unano is very slow on an MCV. Oh, rather, I was wrong. It was Unano with first MCV out. Upps is going to be pretty further behind. He's not even starting to build anything with his war effect yet. Just now placing that. There he goes. So this is actually be nice for Unano. He's going to be able to place here, and if he really wants to, he could probably try to push across here, although X does have quite a big army. Again, it's just light army, though. There's no armor for either side, really. They're just the flax. The flax are not enough to cut it a lot of the time. Master doing some weird stuff. He's doing a light tank into 4 Raxes. Probably going to build more Raxes. So he's not really going to expand for a while either. I do like that he is shoring up with a lot of defenses now. That's just going to help him late game or as this game goes on. And then, doing the right thing. He's forward expanding now. He's going to backwards expand. This is kind of his. Let's see what we got going on here. Just two light tanks battling about with each other. Gonna get pushed back by Master there easily enough. First heavy tank out for X. First heavy tank out for Unano. Is he telling Unano, or is he telling Upps to place right there? That'd be kind of weird. I mean, you could, and then you'd have to have Unano down here. I don't know. I'm not sure why he's pinging there, to be honest, but nice little flag here, just poking away at infantry, getting everything set up. Nice little concave formed up here. If he wants to, this would be not a bad time to go in, although really he wants to save this heavy tank. He does not want to lose this heavy tank trying to base push in here, and he's going to lose it first. Although it gets the perfect angle and stops out. Oh, a lot of rockets already going down. This heavy tank is actually in a better position, I think. I think X is actually going to take this. It's going to be very close. If Unano moves, he's going to be dead. Looks like he's actually on a stop move there, which is pretty important. But another heavy tank does come in for X. Helps him clear out that engagement. Same time, nothing really going on here. Looks like Master is sticking on this one and he's already down here, which is pretty good. But again, that's not going to hold up when it really counts. And again, Unano, and Upps rather, are going to see this. Yep, they already pinged it. They're aware that he's trying to push through. See, that is the power of that comm center right there. But there's not a whole lot here for Upps to defend against, actually. He's got pillboxes, which will be great once his army shows up, but he's got to be careful not to lose a lot of these harvesters. Gonna get a few power plants, but that's a fine. Just needs a little bit more help there from Unano, I think. Medium tank coming out, already killing one. Another light tank goes down. Two more light tanks left, one more down. Yeah, I think they're going to be able to push back just with defenses there. It's going to be pretty costly. It might get a harvester for the trouble. That'll be pretty good. It also looks like Master is getting pushed down here, so this light tank build not going out well for him. Still pushing up here, surprisingly, but again, more defenses are going to come down there, I'd imagine. That's a lot of rockets that are going to go down there. Master getting pushed back here. Looks like the stalemate over here has fully effects. And there goes the last of that infantry. Did not get much, but a harvester, and that was worth. This is going to be pretty good, though, I think. Although there's no rockets there. There's one rocket there for Master. That's actually unfortunate, but he gets pretty lucky with crushes and just has a good angle. But unfortunately, those two meteor tanks are actually going to be able to live when they should have died. Looks like X is just shoring up here. No tier 2 out for him yet. That is surprisingly up. Unano is tier 2, so we're going to start seeing some V2 action. Forgot to even talk about the factions on this one. Yes. X is Ukraine. Master is Germany. Unano is Ukraine. So Ukraine actually probably pretty good on this map. It's a small map, so pair bombs will be a little bit more effective rather than like a really large map where they can take forever to get to. Demo trucks could be really good if you're just facing death balls against each other. It's also hard to avoid a death trap. It's also hard to avoid a demo truck when there's not a lot of flanks to go around. Little flank right here, but I think it actually got spotted. Base push with the test coil. That should be countered pretty easily. And Unano has an army down here, which is kind of interesting. So it's basically been split 1v1. You do see a lot of doubling on this map just because of the kind of design out. So we'll have to see how this double goes. I don't think it goes too well because, again, these early pillboxes are going to make a big difference there. Looks like they are ready for the push there. And Master is going to go down here, try to defend this. I don't think he's really worried about it. Just rally some barracks right here, which he is. And just build some fences. He should be totally fine. He should be kept his troops up there. Unano is pushing into here. But this flank is getting through. One heavy tank did get through up there. That's nice. So nice. See if it comes into play later. Now they're going to try to attack here. That's not going to go pretty well. The tanks are not in great position, and Master is rotating his army back. See how good the V2 marker here is. That's going to make all the difference in this, because that is a really good concave. First V2 shot, not great. Second V2 shot, not great. Third V2 shot, even worse. And it looks like X is actually going to be able to push through here, unless these V2 shots manage to land, but I don't think that one's going to be super good. In fact, he's probably going to lose that V2, but no, he gets on a move command. Oh my god, that can make all the difference. Gets right back and fixes it. But, yeah, I don't know about this. That flak actually delaying a man take, that could be pretty good. Somehow that V2 is still alive. That was, really costly for Unano and X there, and it looks like with Upps' hub, they're going to be alright. Master is finally responding now that Upps has pulled all his army over, and I think this attack right here might have decided the game, but it's actually going to be this one that makes all the damage. X should be able to repel this, just retreating his army and whittling it away. Yeah, he didn't do a lot of damage here, but what's Up going to do about this now? He's got a handful of rifles and one medium tank. That is not enough to deal with this. There's a heavy tank in the back too, which is being effective and being a nuisance. There is an artillery out. That could change things. And it looks like Master making a great decision here to go away from that artillery and attack into that, which is also a lot of eco. And yeah, this army's kind of stalled now since Upps is more focused on over here. That's giving X time to gather himself. Master was pushing on the bottom too, so actually going to sandwich this, which is really nice. Not getting the harvesters, which is unfortunate. But again, there is no rockets there. That medium tank is actually probably going to be able to kill both of those if it was actually getting moved, but it was not. Harvester going down here. Master should probably turn into this. He knows there's no rockets there. Just needs to get those medium tanks out in front. One artillery left right now. Another attack going over here. Looks like X did catch this Upps attack. Yeah, this is looking pretty good for Master and X. They just gotta finish Upps off right here, and Unano's pretty much dead in the water. Lost a harvester over here, which is not great. Lost so much army over here, although he is pushing X back a little bit. But again, I think X should be able to handle that. Although Upps still managed to hold on here somehow, maybe with the help of Unano. This one engineer. Yeah, look at that. It's like we're thinking the same. Master probably going to move his MCV as soon as he sees that's free. I think that is the correct call. They should kill Upps. Upps is pretty dead. Andrew, or God, I keep wanting to say Andrew. Unano, rather, he does have a sizable armor here. It's going to be tough to break through that. Upps is definitely the weaker player to push through right here. If Master does a deep flank here, that could be pretty good. There's nothing to really spot it. There's so much harvested or unharvested eco on this side, actually. This side, not so much. So this side really not been efficiently mining their ore fields. Take a look at the combat tab as this battle goes down, because Upps is going to get utterly collapsed upon. Master's tanks are in pretty bad position, so this army over here from Unano might make a difference. 7k, 8k army for value, now it's 7k. It's quickly going to fall down there, but Master is losing so much army. Just to a handful of infantry over there. Not so much going on over here. Yeah, Master needs to rally all of his army down right here, right now. And X should probably come over here, honestly. Like, set your rallies here and send this army all the way over here just to support. If you can push Upps out of here, which, you know, you were very close to a second ago, that could be pretty good. But both Master and X are very passive players. As you can see, their army value is 40k to basically 32k, something like that. And 35k, I guess. That's more than enough to cause a lethal blow. Here comes the X flank going all the way across, but Unano is totally aware of that, and Upps has some infantry there anyways, so yeah, I think they really need to focus on this side. This is the more easy side to rotate to anyway, since this one's more congested. Unano's going to base push up here. That's the correct decision. Needs to get back some more V2s. Mammoths are really good, especially against another Ukraine faction, but you definitely still need those V2s to help clear out defenses, because Tesla coils will rip into Mammoth tanks pretty heavily. Walls are also really great for helping Tesla tanks stay alive a little longer. Upps is going to try to push in here, and that is a bad mistake. That is all rockets and rifles, and there is a range jammer there anyways. Little X flank is going to lose all the rockets there, unfortunately, so it's just 2 heavy tanks and a bunch of infantry, which is not great. Andrew, Unano should see that, but switching here, that Tesla coil zapping a lot of that, Mammoth tank. V2 coming out for X right there. Gets it okay first shot. That V2 somehow still alive for Unano. I'm not sure how. Ooh, I see right here. That's actually been really good. But there is a Tanya, and that is going to be the difference maker. That could have gone so much more better for Unano had that Tanya not been a factor there. But unfortunately, she still lives, and all of his infantry are dead. That Mammoth tank is going to be forced to retreat, and it is looking pretty bleak for this top side spawn. I think this MCV is in a lot of trouble right now. If it does not undeploy, it's going to instantly die. Even if it does undeploy, I think it's not going to get away. Probably one more burst. Yep, down. V2 shots are going to make all the difference here, and it looks like now they started really microing them. But X just has the army value to push through Unano there. And I think that is it for the top. Upps is actually kind of stabilized now on the bottom, but he has lost his bottom ore patch, which is making a big difference in the econ. Unano not efficiently mining his ore at all. He's definitely pushed out here, so I think this game is going to end pretty soon. Unfortunately, Unano and Upps just not having enough time to really establish what they need to. Unano got kind of beat a little back first with a really bad engagement here, and this engagement that I thought was going to decide the game here actually went pretty poorly. I mean, it did push off here, and he did the sandwich right here, but it was enough to kind of stabilize. But yeah, Upps came back to stabilize, so I don't think that engagement could call it. I think this engagement was much more impactful right here. Losing this to the Tiny 2 also made a big deal. That's just a lot of Unano's army that he absolutely couldn't need to help power this result. There is not a lot here. Master's going to be able to pull in 2 artillery, 3 artillery. Could make a difference. I just don't see it happening. Tiny is going to come in too, but there is a Black Hawk here that could matter. I just don't think there's enough left. Tanya does go down to the Black Hawk. That is good, but he needs to use that Black Hawk. Unfortunately, a lot of armor still up for Master, and he does clean up pretty much everything. That is going to be it. I don't see them coming back from this at all. MCV is going to go down. MCV is probably going to go down over here if the V2s are reckoned correctly. That one Mammoth tank trying its best, but it needs to not go in there. Oh, okay, he's trying to icy it. Not the worst idea, but unfortunately, it's not going to be able to do the damage it needs to. It's really trying. I'll give him that. Get some crushes too, because why not? And he is going to actually live, which is quite amazing, but that whole base goes down. Upps is down to nothing. He has some destroyers, which are not really what he needs. He needs cruisers there. Destroyers just to help block off stuff. But again, over here, X is pushing through. That MCV, I think, did go down eventually. Looks like pretty good V2 shots there this time. And yeah, that is pretty much it for Unano. Somehow he has still a 10k army value. I just don't know where. I guess it's all in Mammoth tanks. Parabombs coming in. Ooh, those are really good. Gonna kill 2 of the V2s. Almost kills a lot more of them. He's gonna stall out this attack a little bit more, but again, 3 V2s still alive. Gonna kill the tech center. IC is in trouble. The Mammoth tank is probably not gonna get away between 2 heavy tanks and a Tesla coil. Unano's eco, again, up here completely rated by basically 1 heavy tank the entire time. Tech center is gonna go down. MC is gonna go down. It is over in everything but a written GG. V2 gonna get the last shot on that IC. And that is that. There goes the tech center for Upps. He's got the army to deal with this, but again, Master just has a bigger army down here. Destroyer's finally doing some stuff. Killing a power plant. Good job, Destroyers. 4k for a $300 item. Gonna get a Harvester for the trouble too, I guess, which would be nice, but it's gonna take forever to do that. Might actually not get it until ORA regrows there. Last of these medium tanks getting cleaned up. See if they can get some good crushes on their way out. That's pretty good. Not terrible. It could have gone a little bit better had they gone into more of the heart, but here comes that secondary army. There's not enough there. A lot of harvesters for him to kill, but that's pretty much it. And the destroyers got ganged up on by a bunch of longbows. Anyways, Unano goes ahead and calls the GG. So game 1 is going to go to MXNX, which is, of course, Master and X. They played pretty well here. Could have gone either way for a little bit, but sometimes you just don't see the whole vision like a caster can, and a lot more pressure on you in-game, obviously. I think Econ was a pretty big factor there. You can see that Unano was pretty low, and he had a lot of aura here and a lot of aura here. Not focusing on this medium or heavy tank in the back was a pretty bad thing for him. Had he captured all this aura, that could have made a lot of difference in his efforts. Upps was doing pretty good. He got beat back. Unfortunately, had to help Unano a little bit, and then it is what it is. So we'll jump into game 2. All right, we are back here for game 2. Looks like Master is Germany this time, and X is Upps. X is Russia. Over here on top, Upps is France again, and Unano is Ukraine. So it looks like everybody is the same factions except for X rendered into Russia instead of Ukraine this time. Nothing too crazy. We're once again on Kosovo. Probably going to see this like every other game because it was super popular. I don't blame them. Just a very well-known map, easy to play. Does not tend to drag out, although some of the games on here have dragged out farther than I would have ever expected them to. So maybe this game will do that. Would not be surprised if I am wrong. That is constantly a theme of casting, is everything you say instantly becomes the opposite. Some call it Caster's Curse, some call it just cruel fate. Whatever it is something. Master doing 5, or X rather, doing 5 rifles and then an engineer. Statistically, according to Trip T, that is the worst possible thing you could do. Going a bunch of rifles first, like these guys are doing, seems to work out better for whatever reason. I'm not sure why. Maybe it's just an error in the way the games are decided, but it is something that is statistically shown. Looks like Upps and Unano are going to easily control the middle here. Engineer's going to get in just fine. He's sending a few rifles over there just to make sure there's no early first crush. But X was just being very casually defensive. Going to kill the first rifle there. Same time, Master is doing a rack skip completely, so he's going to have a quicker war factory. Unano just went for, looks like he's doing double ref. So he's going to secure his oil there, he can get his natural army up. Nothing amazing going on right there. Looks like Master is going for Ranger first, it totally makes sense. I wouldn't be surprised if he goes for a light tank. If he does go for a light tank though, that's really going to hurt his eco. He's going to have to place like a second ref over here and then a third ref over here, which is not ideal. It's going to slow you down a lot. Lots of pings going out. Not sure why. X is retreating just as these guys go in. I think this is actually going to go really bad for him. Unless X completely abandons this. Nope, he's on top of it. And looks like Master is also going to be there. So he's going to be able to see exactly how much army's there. And yep, Upps is going to lose all of his rifles. It's not good. Oh, that Ranger barely getting away. The health changes actually probably make a difference there. And yeah, Upps does lose majority of his stuff there. X is going to be able to completely secure his oil there. Got a nice little flank going all the way across over here. Nice little escort for his energy. Not going to come in for a long time, I imagine. Looks like Unano is going to secure this oil there for free. Master will probably be able to build an engineer at some point and secure that later, especially since he is going to have 2 light vehicles, which, like I said, hey, he does have a second light tank. I'm not sure if he saw the ref over here or not. Looks like there's 3 harvesters. I'm going to assume that he did, just because I don't think you could have 2 harvesters out and 2 light vehicles at this time in the game. Oh, Upps is already moving his MC forward. That is a bold move. He's on 1 ref. I mean, okay. He looks like he did a ref still anyways, but I don't know if I agree with that. It's just, it slows down your build quite a lot. I mean, if the game goes on to late game, sure, you're fine, but you got to be very careful with move outs like that. You got to get that eco up and stabilized as fast as possible, and you want to get your production up and stabilized as fast as possible. So this move out is always a bold choice. I mean, I can't talk too much. I like doing it myself, but I think I do it typically a little bit differently. I usually wait till I have 2 to 3 Raxes, or I have my max harvesters out, and then my Raxes are coming out shortly afterwards. X is calling for probably 2 north and soon. That is correct. There is definitely 2 armies there. Looks like Master doesn't really have a whole lot to respond yet. He's got 5 harvesters and 1 over here. That's way too much. He needs to send 1 over there. There he goes. Probably was just better. Oh, 72. That's totally fine too. So he's going to be 6 and 2 refs, which is quite a lot of eco, and he's going to have no army for that. But again, if nothing else goes on, he'll be totally fine. Did end up building an engineer and does decap that from Unano. So I'm not sure what happened to Unano's engineer. Probably got sniped coming across trying to capture this one. Both players just sitting here in the middle where X is being more defensive. Totally makes sense. This little move out from Upps is going to work out for his favor for now, just because he is going to be that much more established in the middle. If he was placing defenses here, that would actually be pretty good. I just don't know if he can actually afford it yet. He should be able to. He has 5 harvesters. That's pretty much enough to start running all your queues fully open. Master's starting to get his infantry going out. He's got 3 Rexes already. That's just tied by Unano and X with 3 each. Unano gets his MCV out. It's going to go up to there, which is where you'd expect it to go. I would like to see Upps, being more proactive with his army here, just sending these light tanks out. See if they can catch an MCV moving out just like this, because that could be really good. Or just killing these rifle scouts and denying X the vision there. Master getting crushed on that scout of Upps's, and he just going to establish there. Getting his first medium tank out. First heavy tank out for X. And Upps's does not have a medium tank yet, and he absolutely should. It's kind of weird that he is behind on medium tanks despite moving out his MC first and having that SD for a while. Oh, never mind. That is the second SD, so that explains why he doesn't have a medium tank out. But now he does have a medium tank out. So, yeah, I'm not sure who's going to win this one. Both teams being extremely passive so far. Just kind of denying scouts from each other. I don't really like Upps' position here. He's very heavily split between all of his army. And he might get away with here with a good flanking tout. This rifle a little bit out of position, unfortunately. All just going to depend on exactly where those infantry queued. It looks like they did queue all the way to the edge, which is going to be good. So that could come into hand later. Engineer, I think, is chilling up there. Yep. Unano is going to push in here, and Master has to correctly push back. Oh, and this army gets pulled away just as this army comes by too. That is unfortunate. So this army has a good chance. I don't think there's 3 rocks there, so that's a decent amount. It's going to take them that extra full salvo just to go harvester. That's okay. That's Definitely not something you're worried about with like high damage. You're just kind of worried, or you're focusing more on somewhere else over here and hoping that your opponent's not paying attention. Looks like Master and X are leading in the army. Oh, I guess I was wrong. Unano has a huge army, just slightly behind Master right now, but I imagine that will change. Master has a really good kill percentage right now. And we're going to see our first little base push here. This could decide the game, matter-of-factly. But I don't think it's going to go super well for Master if he keeps pushing here. There's a lot of Unano's infantry. Does have the armor advantage, which is nice. Unano is splitting off right here, so it could be very dicey. We'll have to see. Gonna pull all the harvesters off really early. I actually think that's correct choosing here since he knows he doesn't have a whole lot of support there. Unano, yeah, I'm gonna say if you see there's no harvesters here, that means your opponent's aware of it. Kill the ref, get out there. Just reverse that army back out, or try to go out on a weird angle. See what he wants to do. He's just gonna leave it there and keep going for now. I guess it's okay. Master doing the next flank already, but it looks like Unano was totally on top of it and catch it. Rifle will see the army coming anyways. Over here on the top, both teams just kind of establishing both sides. Upps is already on 2-2. That is important, but X has a huge army. It's got about 4k, 5k lead over Upps right now. I'll have to see how effective that tier 2 is. This army does get spotted, but Unano is kind of in a really bad position to deal with this. But I don't know. He's gonna lose these 2 heavy tanks first before much of his army gets there. But Master's gonna lose all of his armor on the bottom, and he does have the vision support of the old Derek. But Unano goes and pulls back. I don't know if I agree with that. Oh, this flank down here getting 2 harvesters, that is actually amazing. And this flank is not contested right now. Unano's gonna have to chase it, and he's gonna be pushed here. I think here is gonna be a huge battle. There is 1 artillery, that could be pretty good. Let's see how good the micro is. First shot is a miss, second shot is gonna be a miss, third shot probably gonna be a miss. It's not targeting on the right thing, that is huge. That one should be better, but he unfortunately is out of time. That last artillery shell not doing great. That one, not terrible, but Upps does lose way too much of that. Had he been microing that artillery, that could have made all the difference. He's going to get pushed back here completely. Unano is getting pushed back here. Lost at least 1 harvester. Yeah, Upps is in dire straits. I think this is MXNX's game to lose. This army is getting cleaned up, so that is actually good for Unano, but unfortunately, I don't know how Upps is going to deal with this. This artillery is in a really good position. Just needs to hit the right thing, get some help with the barrels there. That's going to be a good shot. That one, not so great because it's just on attack move, but yeah, X is going to come in here, clean up all this. That is 2 expansions down, plus no harvester here, so Upps is going to be basically on his home expansion, which is not going to be great. Does get the MC out of dodge, which is nice, but I mean, X can deal with that later if he really wants to. Actually, this MC is unfortunately going to run right into the heart of the army. That is unfortunate. Yeah, this is looking pretty brutal for X. Unano's going to come over here to help him, but that means Master's going to be able to push down here easily, and there's a little flank there too, so these artillery is still not hitting the heart of that infantry blobber that they really need to. Unano's tanks are a little out of position, but I think X finally needs to back out, and that he is. Same time, this attack going pretty good. Forcing off a harvester should kill the ref right now. Yep, perfect. That's just going to slow down Unano's eco that much more. He lost a lot of harvesters up here too. He's down to 2 basically functioning harvesters right now. That is a huge amount of eco down. X still somehow pushing in here under here. Unano really needs to make something happen with this army. And once again, these artillery just not catching where they need to be. Oh, but he does have a Tanya. That could make a difference. Yeah, see how X responds to this? Yeah, he's just going to pull all the way away. He's too scared of Tanya, too passive for it. That's totally fine. Last of this army getting cleaned up. And Unano is pushing X back here, so that is nice. But that should be cue for Master that, hey, your side is free game. You should go for it. He's going to go on a wide flank, which is not what I'd like to see. We'll have to see how it turns out. It's going to work. It's just going to take a lot longer to give X or give Unano and Upps rather chance back in there. I wonder if that one rifle can kill that. I doubt it. Probably heals too fast, but Unano charging in infantry first, doesn't even care. X just pulls the MC away. That's really fine. X has such a large army, and he's going to deal with Unano's army over here. Does kill Harvester first trouble, which is great, but this army is quickly going to be okay. X calling the right thing. He's saying, hey, I'm fine, pushing Unano. And Master is pushing Unano. He's pushing it all the way from behind, though. So again, this is giving them a lot of time to catch back up. Had he just pushed through here and killed this off and expanded here, that would have been probably better in the long run, I think. X is totally fine in there. Upps is kind of hemmed in. He's basically got Tanya and some Blackhawks in artillery, and that's all his efforts. X's, or Unano's rifle rather, does go down over there. And yeah, Unano's trying to attack here, so this flank is completely unprotected. He's starting to build his infantry up there, but that's not enough. It's way too deep into there for now. 3 medium tanks pushing in. This is kind of the master special. Medium tanks just in your flank. Gonna get those harvesters as soon as they come back. This is looking really bad for Unano right now. If Upps can somehow save him with some Blackhawks and his Tanya, then maybe. I just don't see it happening because he's gonna have to deal with this right afterwards. GPS goes up for Upps and Unano, and that's gonna tell him, oh my god, this game is out of our hand. This slowly getting whittled away. Tanya has not even arrived yet, but the damage is done. The harvester is dead. The war factory is going to go down. All the Blackhawks go down, and now Tanya is out of position for this army that's arriving. So, oof. Tanya finally arrives, but she's probably going to get crushed by 5 medium tanks unless she really gets out of there. Master's trying, I think, but it's just he doesn't have enough speed. Tanya is pretty fast. Somehow she's faster than the tank, but you know, she's got some superhuman legs, I guess. Tanya going to be pretty good over here since there is no air for X. But again, X just has the army advantages. It doesn't really matter at this rate. 5 heavy tanks just saying hello, plus 2 medium tanks from Master. Doesn't even have to really engage in this. Tanya's going to track down some of the infantry, but this game is definitely over. Master pretty much uncontested here. Killed all of Unano's harvesters here, killed all his harvesters here, all of Unano's harvesters here. Unano has 1 working harvester, and that's just not enough. Unano goes and calls GG, yeah. Pretty expertly played by X and Unano. X just avoiding that Tanya at all costs and doing the damage, somehow getting out. Master just, he did this deep flank. I think it could have been better if he just killed Unano here first. But these tank flanks killed so many harvesters, so excellent games there, boys, and I'll see you all next time.